The whip I'm going to introduce today is special in more ways. This whip, well, it is the most heavy one I ever produced a review on. But before I go into details, let me tell you something up front. If you need a whip for elegant routines, forget it. If you're looking for a whip for fast routines, don't even think about it, okay? Again, yes, this whip is not only a heavy one. This whip is a heavy one. Some folks will say now that you can't use 10-footers for routines anyway. Nope. That is possible. I showed that often enough on my videos and reviews. But with this one, no way. All that may sound bad, negative, but let me assure you it's not. Absolutely not. All I've said until now was that this whip is heavy and that you can't use it for fast routines. Right? Okay? Good. But there are other folks too out there, those of you who enjoy to crack a heavy whip which rolls out like a flying carpet and is really slow. Yeah, slow. Not to say meditative. You will be in heaven. Well, well, okay. Well, at least in whip heaven. Yeah, sure. The handle is made of Concalo Alves. When I read this wood's name for the first time, I thought, guacamole? But no, not guacamole. It's a beautiful wood. Dark and rich colored. And it is sealed with beeswax. It's branded with the Whip Basics logo. Thanks again for that, Roy. I think you can have over here whatever you like. Well, most things, I think. On the Whip Basics whip swap we had, I've seen this kind of handle with fascinating and complex patterns. Just ask Roy if you have something in mind. Patterns or lettering, whatever. Yeah. The shape of this handle is somehow like an hourglass. That means you have a conical end, which is great for a secure grip. I like this form myself. Very simple, elegant, yet very, very safe. And talking about the handle, when I opened the box and saw that 16-inch handle, I mean, 16 inches is a lot of stuff. I wasn't sure if this is actually practicable. But again, let me assure you, it is. Well, one thing important, not in general, okay? I'm talking about exactly that whip here, okay? Exactly about that whip. I'm not saying that 16-inch handles are perfect for every whip. I'm talking about this whip, exactly this whip, in exactly that specification. Okay? Good. Talking specs. Here are some details on the materials and the way this whip is built. The whole whip is made from paracord. The core is a short section of 4 plaits going to a long tapering twist. The first belly then is made in 10 plaits. Second belly is 12 plaits and the overlay is 16. It's a nice rust color. Well, I'm not sure if you can see it here on the vid, but on the pictures you will see it very clear. And that midnight blue accents, they go, I'd say, half of the thong down there. It's a really, really beautiful. It's really nice. And funny enough, the midnight blue, it really matches the brown of the paracord and the wood. On the transition, there is some light binding on each layer. The focus is on light here, and that's for a very practical reason. Cowboys they hate stiff transitions, because they carry the whips wrapped around the horn of the saddles. And with a stiff transition, ta-da, it simply wouldn't work. The whip also has a shorter fall. And this, again, is for a practical reason too. Because when you work from horseback, a long fall could easily become tangled in whatever obstacles. And most cow whips come with a short fall, which is simply the last 2 cords of the overlay, one tucked into the other. On this whip, everything, only practical reasons here. Very important. And to work with this whip, well, to be honest, I think it's a sledgehammer. But a sledgehammer in a smoking. It is slow, elegant, and it's really hard not to have a crack. Looks like this. The whip's thong is waxed, by the way, and from now on I officially changed my mind on waxed whips. Well, for decades I didn't like waxed whips. Didn't like them at all. That came because of these whips had white flakes all over, and every time I cracked them it was something like snow. Not good. Why not good at all? The first waxed whip I had in hands for long years was created by Bobby Holyoke, and that one was absolutely cool. And now the whip made by Roy Partin, again waxed and beautiful. I mean, no flakes, no snow. I think I'm a true believer now. Times are changing, aren't they? Before I come to the end now, there is one more thing I'd like to tell you about that whip. It was not made and then onto me. It was made by Roy Partin, and he took it with him on a trail. In other words, this whip was really field tested and used. And then, after the trail, it came to me. If you're interested in cracking a heavy, slow, but high quality whip, you should contact the whipmaker, Mr. Roy Partin. It was a new experience for me to crack that style of whip, to be honest. You know, that very long handle and the weight. Like I said, it's a very heavy one. But it was a more than satisfying experience for me. And so, for the last time, when you're into a slow, elegant and heavy whips, this could be exactly your whip. Thanks for watching. Have a good time and take care. Making a big noise while I try to shoot a video. We try. Bis später, mein Held. Was macht jetzt genau? Achso, okay, gut, ich weiß von gar nichts. Ich weiß von nichts. Bis später. Well, that was my wife. You know. What? No kiss for you. No, just for my wife. Just for my wife. Okay, let's go on.